This Guy, That Guy Nation. Another evening, and we're here. Joe, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic, Anthony. It is time for This Guy, That Guy Nation. Let's get started. We have a lot to talk about, a lot to cover. We've been busy with lots of Falcon baseball. I'd really like to get right into the Rockerbie Ranch. I'm sure there's some people out there that want to hear about Rockerbie. Anthony, can you lead off with that? Let us know what your thoughts were on Rockerbie.
Rockerbie was a fabulous place, lived up to everything everybody said. We had the opportunity, had a unique draw when we went down there. We had a Friday night game and a Saturday night game for pool play. So very interesting to do that. So we all had a plan to meet at the hotel. We played, we stopped at the hotel to offload and decompress. And
that was, let's give a plug for the Red Lion. The Red Lion in Mineral Wells, Texas.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother subject. I don't want to digress and get off topic, but let's just hit up Rockerbie Ranch. It's, 368 acres of fun, ponds for fishing and swimming.
Yes.
But Anthony, let's talk about some baseball. Let's talk about Friday night's game at Rockerbie.
We had what you call a perfection of Falcon baseball. They put it together finally, and they played some great ball. They played some good teams, and they were victorious on both of those teams, which was a nice thing. But they really played good ball, just sound ball, pitching, defense, hitting. They played a team on the first night that had beat the opponent before, 17-1. Run ruled them, and then they drew us in the next game, and it was a quite different game there. I think that game ended up being 5-2. We held them in 2-run, and we scored the 5, of course. And
Falcons showed up.
They did. I don't know if you're a coach. I think you walk away with that game with a lot of, hey, we did a good job here, we did a good job here. We still want to work and progress, but I think they put it together, and it was very nice to see that. They were happy, they were enjoying themselves as well. And then we had to play the next night.
So that was Saturday, but we got the later draw for Saturday, so it was a 3:00 game. So we had most of the day to kind of hang out. So we got an opportunity to do some fishing.
Yeah.
We took the boys fishing. So
at the ranch.
At
Rockerbie, we went there. We fished.
And let's talk a little bit about that. I wasn't fishing. I was doing other things. I was documenting with lots of photos and that. But I hear that you threw a line in.
I threw a line in. I took out a bass, and it wasn't too long. It was a couple, 3 casts. And I got lucky. I was not the first person to catch one. There was another gentleman that caught one.
That guy pulled one out first.
Yeah.
Out of the competition, it was some stiff competition. There were some things that were pulled out of the pond that were unbelievable. So.
I think that guy had a bigger fish than mine by like 1 inch.
Yeah.
And mine was had to be like 17, 18 inches. Might even 2-footer.
Yeah.
But that's not here and there.
They pulled it out, and then you had another guy. He pulled one in. Coach Ryan, he pulled one in so he could say that he was part of the team.
Yeah, that was like 3 inches.
It was a little minnow.
A little baby bluegill.
It was just like 3 inches.
Thing.
And then we had Mr. Parker. He was voted on the island there. He had the most.
Oh yes, he had a bunch of those bluegill.
Yeah, he found a honey hole.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
then I think those kids stopped fishing, and they were running on the ranch, and then we had to get back to the hotel, get changed, and get ready for the evening baseball game. And we did that. We played another team, of course.
Oh boy!
And that was a very unique thing. We had a meltdown of coaches.
Oh yes.
Not on our side.
No.
On their side.
Yeah, we saw once again a coach losing their mind at a 14U baseball tournament. Nothing that his boys were doing. It's just that he wanted to control.
Well, mind you, again, I always say this, there was no scouts that stand, I checked.
Yeah.
But that coach must think there's a scout there. and he loses his mind on his kids. And I would have to say it was more his fault that the game took a nasty turn for him than the kids' fault.
Yeah.
It was a decent ball game. It was, it was not out of reach at that point when our coach decided to start playing the small ball. And we went ahead and laid a very beautiful bunt down. But the unique thing about laying that bunt down, it ended up being a bunt double because everyone on the team crashed to get that ball, and then there was no one to throw the ball to.
And what ends up happening?
This
guy gets a double off a bunt.
Off a bunt.
But it not happened just once.
No, because if you do that, you go ahead and test the waters again, and you test the waters, and guess what? It was another bunt double, and you can see the wheels falling off that team, and it was going to become what I would consider is a circus.
Yeah, it was interesting because you not only saw the coach losing it, you started seeing parents.
That's correct.
Of the players losing it. Obviously, the Falcons were getting under their skin by chirping.
Yeah.
Over there.
Chirping amongst themselves, rooting on their own team out
Correct.
Loud.
Yes.
They didn't like that. They thought it was supposed to be in a library here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you weren't allowed to cheer your own players.
Oh, no.
They didn't like that. So it
So
was not being rude to them. At no time were we being
disrespectful. There was no disrespect. I thought it was interesting when the umpire he did call time and he did ask. He said, "Hey, guys, let the pitcher set. Stop after he sets."
Correct.
And the parents on the opposing team were cheering, thinking that
he just scolded us.
He scolded the team, and
yes.
It backfired.
Because he walked over and said, I did not tell them to stop because them stopping is not normal. This is they can do that. They're not doing anything wrong. And they didn't like that.
No,
they thought it was all for them. And once again, parents and coaches trying to inject themselves into a game with 14-year-old kids.
With no
young men.
Yeah, they're just out having a good time, and it turned into quite the show. Jumping up and down, acting like fools.
Yeah.
And
it got worse. I mean, the score, became very lopsided because of this bunt. The coach walked up to our coach and told him he was bush leagued for laying down bunts. Our coach kindly responded to learn how to defend it. And
that's all that needed to be said.
That's it. Yeah. Well, first of all, I would be more embarrassed to have to say that. I don't think I ever would say that. But if
you'd say a lot more.
You should be embarrassed, and you think that's a good thing to say to another coach because you're getting beat on a play your players cannot defend. The only time bunting is considered a bush league or out of the ordinary is in the pros. If a professional pitcher has a no-hitter and you try to bunt for a single, that's considered very bush league and very you'll get the unwritten rules thrown at you somehow, somewhere.
Yeah. So. Well, I agree with you. I think that in that situation that is kind of ridiculous, but I have to say the umpires, they were the bomb at this tournament. They obviously put a lot of time and effort into making sure that they all call fair games. Talking to a few of the umpires, that's all they do. They stay at Rockerby. They live and breathe baseball. They're there the whole time there's tournaments going on. It's pretty amazing. Very, very professional. The restaurant was awesome.
Yep.
The beer was cold. I have to say the Bloody Marys were really good.
Yeah, and the store to buy gear at. I see you wearing the gear. The store to buy gear at is there. Very, very nice store.
Yeah.
A really good operation all the way around.
Yeah, it's a class act. It's a nice place to go have a tournament. It's a neat place to get away out into the country because you're out there a ways and play some baseball. It did rain. Unfortunately, we were rained out.
So
on Sunday.
we drew that second seed because we drew it by 1 run actually.
Yeah.
The other team had one more run than us on the plus side. So we ended up, since it got canceled, we ended up in second place.
Yeah.
First place losers, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
But it's still a great weekend. Good baseball. We were ready to play that next day. We were playing really good. We went home, I think, right?
Yeah, it was
sure
Sunday
we were all
morning.
beat.
It was Mother's Day. It was
Mother's
Day weekend. So Mother's Day, it rained over there, and we didn't have opportunity to go to the fields, but we kind of hung out at the Red Lion.
Yeah, speaking of that, and I now at the moment I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
So here we are staying at a Red Lion. There's only like 3 hotels in the city, or this town, whatever you want to call
A village.
it. Sure.
It's a village.
And you would think that a hotel would be nice. They knew we were bringing a baseball team there. They actually had more than one baseball team there. They knew they were allowing a bunch of 14-year-old kids here. They were happy to take your money and book that room. But when time came to, let's say, be in the lobby and eat the continental breakfast or whatever, they weren't so happy about it.
Well, they weren't the most friendly.
They were not.
They needed. It just seemed to me like we were inconveniencing them.
That's correct.
And for being a small little village that they're in, and you know that they have tournaments there for Rockerby, and there's only so many places to stay, you would think that this is their time to make money.
Well, yeah, either do that or don't take the reservation. Say, oh, yeah, we don't want baseball teams here because they're a little rambunctious, they're a little loud, or whatever it is. We will go. I'll go as far as to say, you know what? That morning we had planned a little Mother's Day feast. We asked them if they had a spare table.
Oh no!
They said that wasn't allowed.
They're not having a spare table.
Anything.
You were. She was
Uh,
adamant. I have to call.
And it wasn't even that. She was rude about it.
Yeah.
We ended up setting out on 3 or 4 tables that they had there, and individually they wouldn't allow us to move them.
And then they turned the lights on.
And at a certain time in the morning, they turned the lights off in the lobby while we were sitting there conversating and enjoying our morning. So
For Mother's Day. Yeah.
It was just
then,
so unprofessional, very bad, horrible of Red Lion. Maybe you should do some research on the people you're there. Matter of fact, they were just classless the whole time we were there.
Oh yeah. There was you ask for towels and they say you only get 2.
That's
said,
right.
Well, we have 4 people in our room. She says you'll get 2 towels.
Yeah.
I asked for some extra plates for this Mother's Day thing, and they're paper plates, and she said you can have 4. I said, well, there's only like maybe 20 of us,
Right.
so we were only allowed 4 extra plates.
Yeah.
And the whole stay there was they were tense.
Yeah.
And fortunately, we didn't stay up late. I'll be the first one to say you failed miserably on the first night.
I spoke both nights.
You bailed out. I bailed out on the second night. I'll be the first one to admit the second night I bailed out. But also I kind of knew that the venue that we were staying in, they certainly didn't appreciate anyone's humor. So
They did not. So we'll never stay there again. And if someone asked me, I would recommend them not stay there. That it's not worth your time or your money. So
the Red Lion.
The Red Lion. Red Lion and Mineral Wales.
It didn't play out real well. So I would suggest to find different accommodations if going to Rockerby, or if you have to, for whatever reason, stay at the village of Mineral Wells.
There's a Motel 6 that looks very nice down the road, and a Best Western down the road that's very nice. I would suggest you
or do some Airbnbs would be another suggestion.
Do that. But do not waste your money on that.
The Red Lion.
The red line, unfortunately.
It was,
and I don't like getting bad reviews like that, but they deserve this one because they were just not nice people.
And I don't know if the owners, if they were the owners or if they were just employees there. I don't know. I don't care. Just service in itself. And it looked like it was mother-daughter. I could be mistaken, but the one young lady was complaining about I have 14 rooms to clean.
Right.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, 14 rooms. You know, so you're not even full.
Right.
You know, and that's the first signal that things went real good to begin with. So, but all in all, I thought it was an interesting place. I know one of our party. He opened up the door, and it looked as if somebody was laying in the bed sleeping. He asked if he could get the bed changed. So
yeah,
you know, I was I was red flag.
That's right. You go to your room and the bed's still unmade.
Yeah, it's as if somebody just crawled out of it.
Yeah.
Red flag. So, yeah, I would, but you are captive because there's not a lot of places to stay.
You're right.
And
maybe they know that.
Yeah. Oh, that could very well be. I never thought of that. It could very well be that's the situation. So that was that experience for Mother's Day. We got back and everything was great. So let's talk a little bit about this last weekend's baseball.
This last weekend's baseball, we played a game.
Yeah, but
I wasn't there.
No, you weren't.
That's why I don't recall it. I was not there. I was out of town. I was in Oklahoma. We went to a Zach Bryan concert.
You went to a concert, which is fantastic.
Yes, thank you.
I think that's wonderful that you got away and got to a concert. How was the concert?
It was absolutely amazing. I think the rest of the people I was with, my wife and everybody else, they have already seen him. I have not seen him. But you guys played baseball.
Yeah.
You guys did not have a good day.
No.
I wasn't there to say anything about it, so I don't know I don't know what part of the wheels fell off. But the wheels fell off.
I would say that Saturday it started out well. They looked good, and they're playing with 9 players, which that's fine.
Yes.
They put up a valiant effort. They're playing a little bit. The competition was a little stiffer, so they were trying to get their bearings. But that psychological part of baseball, when you have 2 players out, even if it's injury or if it's whatever it is, whenever there seems to be a player down, that psyche for the Falcons, I think that plays into them. I know that several of the players were concerned that there were some players missing, so I think that kind of played into some of their mindset. But in the beginning, they looked great. I mean, they did the very best.
Well, the part of they dressed themselves, they looked good.
Yeah.
The uniform clean.
Yeah.
Is that what part they looked good in?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
The uniform part
the
looked
uniform
good.
looked amazing, right?
Yep.
They were clean.
Yep.
Everything
They
like
got
that.
out there.
So they looked good.
They showed up.
Yes.
They showed up on time, and they went out there.
But the
And
minute the baseball guys
they just could not.
The wheels fell off.
They couldn't hit the ball.
So,
There just was no. Their bats weren't there.
They hit the ball away.
The second game they walked a lot of people. So
When you walk people, you're going to lose a game.
yep, they
That's
walked
simple.
people and lost the game. And of course, the assistant coach, he is dancing around, and he made the decision that he needed to go to Oklahoma and get one of the players, and he
Which I didn't.
Well, he was making all efforts to
help.
thinking that would calm the energy of the Falcon players.
Get the mindset correct.
Yeah.
If that's what it was.
And so you came back early.
I did. I did come back early.
And let's just talk about Sunday's game.
You know,
It was a one and done.
it was one and done. I
It was
mean, I don't even know if I want to talk about them because
Well,
just,
it was
I
completely.
wasn't real happy about the whole process. Let's say.
It was the absolute opposite team than Rockerby.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, we saw just two different teams from Rockerby to this last weekend.
But you know what? After it was over, the loss was there. We all got to go home. I had a plan to take a nap or go to bed.
Yeah.
I think that they learned something, and the coaches, I think, learned some stuff. And they had already got a game plan together before they even arrived at home. I think they were talking or texting, and they had this game plan for practice this week to hopefully. Help that issue that they had this weekend.
Yeah.
I can't even critique this weekend. Like I said, I really wasn't there.
It was just a day at the park.
Yeah, I'd rather talk about. I had the opportunity. We had you and I and our buddy Josh had the opportunity to go to the 153rd NRA annual gun show.
Yeah, let's move on to that. I think it's enough with baseball.
Nice.
But I got to tell you, going to the convention center in Dallas, I'm glad that you convinced me to go. I was a little reluctant. I wanted to sleep in.
Yeah.
You shamed me.
I did.
You shamed the shit out of me. So I decided that I better get up and go.
So it doesn't happen just to kids. It happens to adults too. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I played the bully there, and I said that get out of bed, let's go do something, whatever.
But it was a lot of fun, and it was more like a trade show than it was for, say, like a gun show.
The typical gun show. You didn't go there to buy guns.
No.
You went there to look at them and look what the new market is out there.
There
and
is
stuff like that.
You could buy knives and all of those wonderful things that are at gun shows. But this was geared towards a lot of the new things that are coming out. From the optics to suppressors
to guns.
Yeah, just different types of guns, different composites and things like that. So I was impressed with that, and I was really, really impressed with the selection of suppressors. I had never really gone to, we'll say, that type of venue before. And the people there were extremely knowledgeable of all of that, on how to purchase it and the length of time to get it, and what they're made out of, and all that good stuff. But boy, I'll tell you, there was from Weatherby to Browning to Block.
Everybody was
They were all there.
Everybody was there.
And it was a huge. I mean, there was no way we were going to cover the whole thing.
No, 14 acres.
And 100,000 people.
Yeah,
wandering around, and
absolutely.
President Trump was going to speak there
that night.
So there was even more people there expected to be there.
Governor Abbott was there.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to get me a new shirt, my retro rifle shirt.
Yes.
I buy and I wear these often. They're great shirts.
And I've actually met your personal shopper. She was sitting there at a table.
We got to chit chat a little bit about this.
And as soon as he walked up, he says, "I got that shirt." And she's like, "Well, you can get $100 for that shirt right now."
The shirt I was wearing. Yes,
she wanted to take the shirt right off your back.
Yes, she offered me $100 for it. And I paid $45 for it. She said it's one of the most sought after shirts that Retro Rifle has. They don't make it anymore. And so she was willing. She said, and there's a couple of people that might come up to me. They've been looking for it, and they can't get it either. So now I'm fluffy, so maybe they can't get my size. I don't know.
That's true.
But I got this one. This too was a nice shirt, and it's going to be. It's so limited that they couldn't sell it anymore after the gun show because it has copyright laws on the design. Which I've never heard of. And they did it by accident. And and then I called on it.
Yeah, and then they had to. So here you have a one of a kind.
I had one of a kind.
So you don't have to worry about having to strip that off when some sad sack shows up wherever you're at,
Right.
and you have the need to turn it inside out because that's that phobia that you have.
The fact that you will not see many of these, and the likelihood of a guy showing up to the same bar, same night, and I'm wearing these zero tonight. Yeah, you don't want people.
No, I totally understand it, and it was amazing how you got along so well with your personal shopper.
Yeah,
you spent quite a.
I did.
You spent quite a little bit of time there visiting and carrying on. Lots of people watching there. Very interesting to see the amount of people. There was a Gatling gun there.
That shot 22s and 9mm. Yes, a little hand one that you just like this, and
just like an organ grinder. So you can, the guy says it eats up ammo just like candy. So
yeah.
Interesting stuff there. The air guns were quite fascinating. We walked up and I looked at one of these guns and I looked at you and I said, "What is this?"
Right.
I'd never seen anything like it in my life. This thing had so many baffles on it for air that I didn't know which one was the barrel.
They said those things can kill a hog with those weapons, those air weapons now. Very nice. Very expensive.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah,
it's not the toy anymore.
No,
it's for adults.
No, this is not your Red Ryder BB gun or your air rifle. You pump it up 4 times. And,
right.
It's not like that any longer. So very interesting to see that. Just a neat venue all around. Walking around there was a good time. So
I was looking forward to it. We've known about it for a few months now. And, do it.
So, I hear you have some plans moving forward here. You're going on a little vacation.
Going on a little vacation. I do have some plans. I'll be gone for a while. So we're getting ready for that.
So you're going to the Nut House, or what? Where are you headed to?
Just headed to good old...
So let me ask you something. Is this kind of like the Griswold family vacation? Do your expectations...
It has the potential.
So you're. Let me get this straight. So, when you go on family vacations, and you go on a few. I mean, you go camping, you go through stuff like that.
Sure.
So, are your expectations real high, and you have lots of plans, just like the Griswolds, and there's just absolutely no way that you're going to meet it?
Well, I don't know if we do have plans.
Yeah,
I don't know if.
But is your expectations like real high, and it's going to be like this great family moment, and it just turns to shit?
Oh, that it's very possible that can be shit. If you go on a family vacation and you don't think it's going to turn to shit, then you are a delusional human being. Okay.
I'm just curious.
Anytime you get a bunch of family members together, it's going to take a turn.
It's going to go south.
Yeah.
It just goes south.
It always does.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like getting everybody together to go out for the evening.
It is.
Right.
You could get 10 people together and then say, let's go out to dinner, and that's fine. And then the next subject would be, so what do you want to have? And then there it goes.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
As soon as you ask, what do you want to eat?
Yeah.
Go. Because now you have, everyone's like, go ahead, you choose. Sushi. I don't want sushi.
That.
I don't want that.
I don't
hamburgers.
want that.
Oh, I had hamburgers last night. Yeah. And then it just goes to hell in a handbag.
And that was the first part of the conversation. Well, you pick.
Yeah.
They don't want you to pick.
No, they don't.
They have no intention to having you pick.
None whatsoever.
No. There's no picking.
And that happens every night. It happens. If you don't speak wife, it happens. Let me tell
God. You. Yeah, here we go. Here we go with that.
Yeah. That's very, very important. All you young people getting married in life, learn to speak wife and don't fall into the trap of, so do you want to go out to dinner and what do you want to have? Be prepared. Yeah.
Just have a plan.
Yeah.
And be prepared to change your plan.
Yes.
And then you throw a couple of small people in there.
Sure, yeah.
And then they have their opinion.
Right.
And it's just crazy.
Well, speaking of that, so my daughter graduated.
Oh, yeah.
And we went to her graduation, and the plan was to go to a Mexican restaurant in the Stockyards.
Right.
So we made reservations because there was going to be 8 of us. We knew we had this planned all out. We had the graduation. We had this graduation ceremony. Well, there was no control over the lights, so it took us an hour longer to get to the venue than we were supposed to.
So you're pushing it.
Well, this is just to get to the graduation. Then my daughter, walks the aisle, and there is 4 aisles of students graduating. Well, they want to call every name, walk up and get a fake diploma and everything. And
They all wave.
yeah, they all make stupid gestures up there. But I started clocking how long it was going to take for one whole row to complete.
Oh.
Well, mind you, we thought we were going to be eating dinner 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah.
Well, at 7 o'clock, they started calling the first row.
Well, you're in the A's.
Sure, thank you, sir. You're 100% correct.
It's the alphabet,
That's
right?
it. Sure.
They go by the
Sure,
alphabet?
No, they don't do that, but that's irrelevant. You should, but it's irrelevant because, let me tell you, it took them an hour to call the one row.
What were they doing?
They had AI calling the names,
Oh.
but it took them an hour to call one row. There's 3 more rows. So I was trying to do the simple math here.
Oh, yeah. That's all nice.
7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11,
Oh, boy.
right? So we were talking to my daughter via text and saying, what's your plan? Because your current plan is really going to go to hell in a handbasket because the restaurant closes at 9 you want to go to. And if you want Mexican food, the only Mexican food we're getting after this shit show is done is Taco Bell.
Okay.
That's going to be the only thing open. And so they started thinking, and mama and daughter started talking, and someone made a suggestion, maybe you should go to the bathroom and never come back.
Sneak out.
You already got your stuff.
Oh,
You're
sneak
good to
out.
go.
Yeah.
Sneak out, right?
Oh, yeah. How'd that go?
So at first she was no, because it says on the pamphlet that be respectful and don't leave, stay till it's over. So, she's a good
Because
child.
she's the rule follower.
Yeah, she's a good one. Yeah, she's a good child. And so, 15 minutes passes, and she said, I'm going to the bathroom.
Oh.
Meet me out back. Boom.
Oh, my.
We got up and we ran, and we get there. And so now it's like 8:15. Now we're 15 minutes away from the Stockyards. We're at Dickey's Arena.
Okay.
And I said, this is really horrible of us. So my wife calls the restaurant and said, hey, we have 8 people. We just finished graduation. We're going to be there around 8:40. Are you still seating? Do you want to seat? Yeah. If you don't, that's fine. We understand. There is 8 of us. Yeah. If you can get here by 8:45, we'll be more than happy to seat you.
Oh, well, that's good business.
So we rushed over there, got inside there, sat down at 8:40, 8:45.
Okay. And then stayed till midnight.
Stayed
till midnight. Pissed everybody off.
Still didn't feel warm and fuzzy about it, let me tell you. No, we did it. We said, let's hurry up and order our food and leave so they can get the food cooking and we can chit-chat. And,
all right.
We didn't, I don't think we stayed past 9:30.
Okay. So you were good customers.
We tried to be. Well, I think we're bad customers just by showing up that late. But, I mean, talking to other people, they had choice. Talking to my fellow coworkers, they had choice words for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you're that asshole.
Oh, you're that guy.
Yeah. What I mean. We already had the kitchen cleaned up by that point. Now I never worked in fast food or in restaurants, so I have no idea what they do. But obviously he gave me some choice words. He was like, "You're that asshole," because
It shows up late.
the kitchen was already clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I have to break everything out and cook you one last meal because you want to show up at 8:45 and close at 9.
So you think they did stuff to your food?
I don't think so. I mean, the food was what it was.
Did everybody order off the menu? Or
Yes.
Everyone's happy?
Everybody's happy.
So
We
anybody
did,
copy you?
Well, no one will copy.
copied.
You got to order last.
Okay, no one copied.
I don't play that game.
All right.
You know.
I like how you operate.
You know, that's the reality of it.
Yeah. All right.
But I ordered 2 tacos a la carte. They all got meals. We brought the food home. We didn't eat.
Okay.
And there you go. That night
And
ended.
everybody got along just fine.
There you go. It was a long week for me because there was like late night after late night after late night that whole week.
Yeah.
I never caught up on my sleep. But
Well, you can
you-
sleep when you're dead.
you,
That's what you told me.
that
That
is.
night when you bullied the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And tried to belittle me,
Yes.
make me feel like I was some sort of special person that
Congratulations.
was not able to get out.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, I remember that
Yeah.
night.
Well, man,
Basically, just told me you sleep when you're dead.
it's really good.
You get your ass up,
Yeah.
get yourself ready, be downstairs by 8:15,
8:15.
and then when you pull up, you pull the damn thing right up, almost into the front part of the house.
Yeah. I didn't want you to have to walk to it.
I didn't have to walk very far. That's right.
Hey, I brought you a breakfast, Jack.
Yes, he did. He brought me.
I brought you breakfast.
Yeah,
So,
for Jack in the Box.
There you go. I went out of my way so you know.
Oh, yeah.
I
And was there on time.
see that I planned that perfectly.
Yeah. And then go get your friend.
He's only my friend, right? Not yours.
Well, he's my friend too.
Oh, okay,
but
got
we
it.
went and got your
Just
other
checking.
friend.
Yeah, we went and got our friend.
Then we see this guy selling his trash on the side of the road, having a yard sale.
At his house. Yeah.
Yeah. I like this.
Another yard sale or garage sale, whatever you want to call that.
Yeah,
thing.
and you
It's
didn't
just
want his couch. I offered to go get it for you.
people buying other people's junk is all a yard sale is.
I'm telling you,
Jeez, Louise.
there was a perfectly good couch right there for you.
I don't need a couch.
125.
I don't need a couch.
You could have had it.
That couch is going to come with bed bugs and all sorts of stuff.
There was even
I
a
don't need a
table.
couch. Do you see my house? I don't need any furniture.
Well,
I'm okay.
I saw it. I thought
Well,
you didn't want it.
Well, maybe you should have bought it for your.
I don't need it.
Maybe for your pool area.
I don't need it.
Are you ready for pool season?
Yes. Yes,
Sure?
I was in yesterday.
You done the pool?
Yeah, and the day before.
You did?
Yeah,
What'd you do?
floated.
For no reason?
Yeah, just worked in the yard, got hot and sweaty, jumped in the pool. I said, "Oh, look at me! I'm
That's how
gonna
you
swim."
showered. You showered by jumping in the pool.
I just jumped in the
You were
pool.
hot.
I
you were
was.
sweaty.
I just
you
jumped
in the
in.
pool.
I did.
Ruin all the pool chemistry with all your nasty sweat.
I don't have to take.
There's a sign. There's a sign on the door that says, "Please shower before getting in the pool."
No.
Yeah.
It's not.
I see.
No, it's fine, but not at our house.
No.
I don't take care of the chemicals. I have a lady.
You have a guy.
No, I
I don't have a pool guy.
have a lady.
Okay.
I don't have a guy. I got a lady.
You got a pool lady.
I
Good for
do.
you. Okay. I don't have a pool lady. You
Well,
know.
I'm sorry.
You know who does my pool?
Who?
Moi.
Good for you.
That's $100 a month or $150 a
No!
month.
She costs me a lot more than that.
Oh jeez.
I'm married to her.
Oh jeez.
She does it all.
Oh, she does not.
Yeah, she goes out, tests the chemicals.
Shut up.
No. She's out there doing all, pours the stuff in there, does this.
Oh, that's got to be the nurse with her because she wants to be healthy water.
No, she just does
She
it.
doesn't,
And
she doesn't want you guys having feces in there and like
No,
that. So
she's-
she's testing it.
does
She
all
probably
that.
closes the pool too.
Yeah.
Yep, pool's closed.
I don't think it's gotten to that
You
point.
sure? She's shaking that chemical thing. It's pink, blue, and red, and she's looking
No,
at it.
no, she'll
Pool's
say,
closed. Is that not flowing in here?
she'll say, we're going to test the water after we're all done.
Yeah.
We're not putting any
I love
chemicals in here when you're in here. And she's out there with her little pumice stone, getting
I love
any calcium off the side. And
Jeez
she
Louise.
does that. She brushes. And I bought her a little bit larger net so she could scoop up more stuff. And she's skimming. And I said, good for you.
Did you buy the larger net for Mother's Day?
No, actually,
Okay.
she got a
Thank
nice
God.
gift for Mother's Day.
Huh? Should I vacuum? Oh, is that what you did?
No. I got her
You
some,
sure?
I got her some wine.
Okay.
I got her wine.
Don't drink it. That's hers.
No, I don't drink wine.
Okay, yeah. I'm just letting you know. If you bought her a bottle of wine, it's hers.
No, it's hers.
It's not for both of you.
No,
there's no mouse in your
there's no-
pocket.
there's no
weed.
sharing.
You're not French.
There's no sharing.
It's hers.
It's her wine.
Just go ahead and put a little doohickey on top of it and let her
It's
have
hers.
that.
Yep.
Let her tap in the bottle like MD
It
2020.
is all hers.
Yeah.
Bought her wine.
Purpose.
All right. Well, it looks to me like Jamie over here is telling us to wind up. So
Okay.
We'll
We're
have
getting
to-
to the hour mark here.
Yeah, we
so-
actually have a Jamie now.
He's doing good too.
His first, his first time behind the scenes. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, he has these little notes on a phone, right?
But
And
I can't see.
And I appreciate that he actually cares enough to do that.
Yeah.
And he's been typing us notes this whole show, right?
But they got to be
But the
bigger.
font is like 8, and I can't see that with my glasses if I was 2 inches in front of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know how he expects me to see it 10 feet away.
It's like
I wish
it's like a gnat.
Kenny.
It's like the gnat sitting
Yeah.
on the back end of an ass.
Yeah.
I can't see it.
Yes.
It's too far away.
We'll have to help him get some. Maybe he can increase his font size.
Yeah.
Because if you ever looked at me, I was trying to stare and I squinted my eyes and I still couldn't read.
I
anything.
appreciate your effort.
Yes.
You got marks for effort.
Absolutely.
But the execution of it was really not good. So what we'll do next time,
We'll do a test run of the font size.
yeah, let's just
that'd be
figure
great.
that out.
So thank you. It was a good night,
Yeah.
Joe.
Yes, sir.
It wasn't very funny, but it was a lot of baseball talk. That's why and how it worked out. But we'll get to some funny stuff.
Hey,
and I know someone's been commenting about the Jesus shoes
Oh,
and
yes.
all that stuff.
Yes,
We
yes.
won't have to go into it.
We'll get
do it
into that
later.
another time. I appreciate the comment on that. Obviously, I do not have any hair on top of my head, so there's no fun with that. So,
Yeah, no
hey, if you like it, subscribe to it. Any comments, love to hear from you. Have a good night.
Good night, Joe.
Good night.
Hey, everybody.